Hi guys, how are we doing? In today's video, bricklaying lines, and in my opinion, which ones are the best. And also stick around to the end of the video, I'll be doing a giveaway. So let's roll that intro. Before we get going, YouTube shows me that about 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So there's a subscribe button down there, go and click that. It really does help me out a lot. So that's that. Number two, we have merch available. There is a merch shelf just below every one of our videos. If you click on that, it'll take you directly to the merch and you can pick some merch up from there. And up until Friday the 13th of March, Friday the 13th, unlucky for some, there is a discount code that you can use down here. 10% off RBXK10, and that will get you 10% off your full purchase, anything in store, up until Friday the 13th. So if you don't want to be unlucky, go and use that now. Right, anyway, let's talk about bricklaying lines. Right, I have got 5 sets of lines here, and they're going to be in no particular order. They are all the best lines that I've used, but they all cover specific different areas. So they're in no particular order. There's no number 1, there's no number 2, there's no number 5. In my opinion, they are all number 1. But they have their own purposes. So we'll start with, well, the way I'm going to go through it is going to be in timeline order of when I found these or when I moved from one to another. So in typical Tuesday fashion, we're going to have 2 minutes on the clock down here somewhere, and I'm pretty much guaranteed I'm not going to stick to it, but I'm going to try anyway. So let's just get going. Right, the first ones are ones that I had been using for probably the most part of my career, sort of 10-15 years easy. They are, I believe they're called Draper Lines. They are the white lines. They are very elastic. They are, I'd probably say they are the most elasticated lines I've ever used. And also I find that they are probably one of the least strongest I've ever used. Now, like I said, I've been using these for a long time. Now, the reason I keep hold of these is because these are very useful for long flanks. If you're building a flank, say, I don't know, anything over 4 or 5 meters, you as I know that if you do not have your lines tight enough, they sag in the middle. Now with these, you pull them super tight and they are nice and tight all the way through that flank, and you won't have to use a tingle. Now those, I'd probably say, are the lines that I used 99% of the time for probably about 10-15 years of my career. And on to the next ones. The next ones I found, it's sort of 2 in 1 really. I was using Marshalltown HighVis lines. Now these I find are a lot stronger than the Draper. I think they're Draper. I'll put a screenshot up on there of what they are. You used to get them spooled up on cardboard, but you can't buy them on cardboard anymore, I don't think. But anyway, picture on a screen of the Draper ones. So yeah, the next ones I found are the Marshalltown HighVis. I particularly like the yellow, very fetching colour, and they are on a set of pins here. These I find don't have quite as much stretch to them, but they are a hell of a lot stronger. They do stretch, but not as much as the Draper ones. So these are used for just general bricklaying. But now, hold on, I'll tell you what, before I say and now, I would also like to say that the Ox ones, Ox and Marshalltown, I would say are pretty much the same in my opinion. They do the same thing. They have the same amount of stretch, they have the same amount of pull, and they have the same amount of strength. So I'd call these sort of on par with each other, but they are both extremely good, and I have them on lines as we speak. Okay, so moving on from there onto what I currently use now. It is the IMEX fluorescent high visibility lines. These are the lines I've been using for a long time. They have got, in my opinion, the perfect amount of stretch, the perfect amount of strength, and the perfect amount of visibility that you can find on any set of brick lines. These are my daily driver, as I would call them. I use these, I would probably say, 85-90% of the time. This is what I use for most flanks, most building I do. The Marshalltown and the Ox I use generally for anything in the footings and also setting out buildings on the old profiles. I use those for that. And like I said, the Drapers I use for long flanks, sort of anything over 5 meters or something along those lines. So that's 4. But I would say, yeah, IMEX in pink, very fetching colour. And pretty much all of these, the IMEX, the Ox, the Marshalltown, and I believe the Draper are all nylon lines. Now that brings me on to the 5th one. Water resistant brick lines. These are from Wix. They're water resistant polythene. Now, these, they say they're brick lines. I would not advise laying bricks with these. Now, why would I suggest that these are a good thing? Or saying that I don't suggest you lay bricks with them. I do suggest you lay bricks with them. However, these I predominantly use for setting out buildings, setting out extensions, if it's absolutely dumping it down with rain. Now, when you're out setting out buildings, rain isn't something you have to worry about, but when you're laying bricks, rain is something you have to worry about. Now, I used to use the Marshalltown, and I still relatively often do use the Marshalltown to set out buildings in the dry. These are the perfect amount of stretch. Like I said, you can see them and they're strong. With these polythene ones, they are very strong, but also they are water resistant. So if it's dumping down with rain, mud everywhere, I would use these as opposed to the Marshalltown, purely because these will last a lot longer in the wet conditions. You don't have to worry about cross hatching them when you roll them up. You don't have to worry about them getting bag rot, sorry. I would advise having these for setting out in the absolute dumping rain. Worst case scenario, I would probably say use these to lay bricks if you're in the footings, laying trench blocks, something like that, and it is absolutely like the Battle of the Somme. It is absolutely covered in water. There's a river running next to you. Steve and Alex, you know plenty about that, so it'd be interesting to hear what you guys use down in the wet footings. But I would probably advise the polythene water resistant brick lines for that, and these ones are from Wicks. So there we go. I don't know if that was 2 minutes, I don't know if that was 5 minutes, I don't even know if that was 10 minutes, but those are the brick lines that I use. I'll leave links in the description to all of these brick lines that I use and for what I use them for as well. So if you are interested in buying or looking at prices, then they will be down there in the description. So as I said at the beginning of this video, we're doing a giveaway. I'm going to be giving away these 3 packs of lines. They are the Marshalltown HighVis yellow, we've got the IMEX in pink, and we have the Ox in blue. So if you would like to get entered in to win these, then go over to my Instagram, which is Rodian_builds. Follow me on Instagram. I'll be putting up a photo on that Instagram that looks very similar to the thumbnail of this video. Like the post in that comment section, just write down which one you would like to win. And in 7 days, I will completely at random pick 3 people. If everyone decides they want Marshalltown, if everyone decides they want Ox, then I will have to pick at random which you will get, and we'll go from there. But however, if there are 3 people that want each particular one, then you will get the one of your choosing. Hopefully that makes sense, and there we go. That is, in my opinion, the best bricklaying lines. So with that being said, please do leave a like down below if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you aren't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Merch shelf down there for merch. Don't forget the discount 10% code till Friday the 13th. That being said, I'll see you guys next episode. So take care. See you later. Ta-ra. Quickly before we go, he sits down there, doesn't he, Steve? Oh, Steve. 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 Showing my videos in your classroom, are you? Just a quick shout out to Steve at Redditch College, all you bricklaying apprentices at Redditch College, you're doing a great job. Listen to Steve, he knows what he's on about. You'll do well. Right, remember bricks laid, wages paid. Now get back on that line, and I'll see you guys next episode.